There is a place on our planet where the story of humanity truly began between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Today we call it Iraq, but its ancient name, Mesopotamia, marks the birthplace of civilization. Here our ancestors stepped out of the prehistoric dark and into the light of history. In this fertile crescent, humans learned to farm, to tame rivers, and to settle. The discovery of agriculture changed everything suddenly. There was food surplus, and with it time to specialize. People became potters, weavers, priests, and soldiers. Society grew more complex. The seeds of civilization, community cooperation, and shared purpose were planted in this rich land. Mesopotamia became the stage for the rise and fall of empires, the birth of ideas and wonders that echo through time. The story of Mesopotamia is the story of our own beginnings. Our laws, science, art, and cities all stand on foundations laid here thousands of years ago. Their legacy is not just in ruins, but woven into who we are today. This is where humanity dared to dream of a different way to live. The cradle of civilization is not just a place, it's the start of our shared journey, and it all began between two rivers. The agricultural surplus in Mesopotamia sparked a revolution, the birth of cities. People gathered in large communities for protection, trade, and shared purpose. Among the first and greatest was Uruk, a bustling metropolis of tens of thousands. Life in Uruk was vibrant markets, workshops, temples, and monumental architecture. The city was a living organism with social hierarchies and organized administration. Uruk proved that by working together, humans could build something greater than themselves. The rise of cities marked a new era, one of opportunity, challenge, and innovation. Here, the blueprint for civilization was drawn. As cities grew, so did the need to remember and record. The Sumerians invented writing, first pictographs, then cuneiform, etched into clay tablets. With writing, they recorded laws, trade, stories, and knowledge, creating the world's first libraries. At the heart of each city stood a ziggurat, a terraced temple reaching toward the heavens. These structures symbolized faith and the power of the priesthood. From these temples emerged the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of humanity's oldest stories. Gilgamesh's journey, his search for immortality, his grief, and his wisdom still resonates today. The Sumerians' words and monuments remind us their hopes and questions were much like our own. Writing allowed knowledge to endure, shaping the world long after the clay dried. The legacy of Sumer is not just in stone, but in the stories we still tell. Their innovations echo in every written word. The ancient voices of Mesopotamia still speak. For centuries, Mesopotamia was a land of rival city-states until Sargon of Akkad changed everything. Rising from humble origins, Sargon united the region, forging the world's first empire. He built a standing army, a centralized bureaucracy, and standardized trade. Sargon's empire showed that diverse peoples could be governed as one. After Akkad's fall, Babylon rose, led by Hammurabi. Hammurabi's greatest legacy was his code of laws, one of the oldest ever found. Inscribed on stone, the Code of Hammurabi set out rules for justice, commerce, and daily life. It established the principle that society should be governed by written laws, not by rulers' whims. The idea of the rule of law, born here, is a cornerstone of civilization. Sargon and Hammurabi's innovations shaped empires for millennia. Their vision of order and justice still guides us today. In Mesopotamia, the blueprint for empire and law was drawn. The world would never be the same. After Babylon, the Assyrians rose in the north, building the largest empire the world had seen. Their armies were unmatched, their rule often harsh, but their achievements were remarkable. Assyrian kings built grand capitals and adorned them with art celebrating their power. Yet their greatest legacy was the library of Ashurbanipal in Nineveh. Ashurbanipal collected texts from across the ancient world, medicine, astronomy, literature. The library preserved the Epic of Gilgamesh and thousands of other works. When Nineveh fell, fire baked the clay tablets, preserving them for millennia. This treasure trove gives us a window into ancient minds and knowledge. The Assyrians' thirst for learning ensured that Mesopotamia's wisdom would endure. In the ashes of empire, knowledge survived. After Assyria's fall, Babylon rose again under Nebuchadnezzar II. He transformed the city into a wonder of the ancient world, crowned by the dazzling Ishtar Gate. Babylon's walls, palaces, and temples were legendary for their beauty and scale. The Hanging Gardens, whether myth or reality, captured imaginations for centuries. But Babylon's glory was fleeting. In 539 BCE, Cyrus the Great and the Persians conquered the city, ushering in a new era. The Persians respected local customs, blending cultures across their vast empire. Later, Alexander the Great brought Greek ideas, creating a vibrant cultural fusion. Mesopotamia became a crossroads of East and West, forever changed by conquest and exchange. The city's splendor faded, but its influence endured. Babylon's legacy is a testament to the power and impermanence of greatness. Centuries later, a new city rose on the Tigris, Baghdad, the city of peace. Founded by the Abbasid caliphs, Baghdad became the world's largest and most prosperous city. It was a hub of trade, culture, and learning, the heart of the Islamic Golden Age. At its center stood the House of Wisdom, a legendary academy and library. Scholars there translated Greek, Persian, and Indian works into Arabic, preserving and expanding ancient knowledge. They pioneered advances in mathematics, medicine, astronomy, and more. Algebra and algorithms were born here, shaping science for centuries. Baghdad's hospitals, observatories, and encyclopedias set new standards for the world. For generations, Baghdad was the global capital of knowledge. In its golden age, the city proved that ideas are humanity's greatest treasure. Baghdad's golden age ended in tragedy when the Mongols sacked the city in 1258. The House of Wisdom was destroyed, its books lost to the Tigris. Yet the legacy of Mesopotamia endured through centuries of conquest and change. Iraq became a living museum, its land rich with the remains of the world's first civilizations. The Sumerians gave us writing, Hammurabi the rule of law, the Babylonians our hour and circle. Ancient myths from this land echo in the world's great stories. Despite wars and turmoil, the spirit of innovation and resilience persists. Mesopotamia's story is one of creativity, destruction, and rebirth. It is the story of civilization's dawn, a legacy that shapes us all. The people between the rivers built the pillars of our modern world. Their story is, in truth, the story of us all.